All right, welcome on in, everybody. Thanks for joining me today for another Tech Friday. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet under DC Lasair, DC LASAIR, exclamation mark DC in chat. Brings up my website, my Blue Sky. Check them out. Follow me where you want to, which is mainly Blue Sky. It's the only place I post. And I am an affiliate. Or I should say, I've joined the affiliate program of a couple of places, and so got some links for you if you want to bring them up, exclamation mark AF in chat at any time. First one coming up is Fedora's link in bio site, link shortening, and my blog platform. So if you use my link, you can head on over there, and if you like what you see, sign up for Fedora's Pro and get 30% off for 3 months with the code DCLasair. The other link is for Fantasy Grounds. They're a VTT, and they have a reader app that I really like. That's out in beta. And if you use my affiliate link to go there, any purchases you make through Fantasy Grounds, well, I'll get a little commission on that. So it's another way to support me. Yay! Come on in. Let's see. Who said hello? Tanya, hi! Rita, hi, welcome on in. GTZ, good time zone. Hope you're all doing good. Been a week, hey, but I had pizza last night, so I'm doing better than I should be. Look, pizza makes things more okay. Nick, hi. Welcome on in. Oh, and I got to play D&D last night. So yay. So every other week I get to play D&D, and then the week I'm not playing, I'm running a game on Saturday. So so me and a friend of I kind of switch off. We have different campaigns we're running. Things like that. I'm currently running a Shadow Dark campaign, which is interesting. I have lots of thoughts on that, and it's a different experience. It's taken a little bit to get used to, especially from my end of running it. Things, but I have some ideas, and hopefully they tell an interesting story at the end of it. All right, let's see here. There isn't a lot of news this week, so I have some TTRPG things to go over, and we're going to take a look at my TTRPG vault that I promise I will someday release to everybody to organize your campaigns. Rex, hi, welcome on in. Good to see you. Let's see here. I want to make sure stuff works. Oh, yes. Okay. Everyone got a shout out. They got a shout out. Oh, there's something I need to add. Hold on one moment. While I do that, I just remembered there was something else I wanted to talk about. So let me add a link to my document here. Talk amongst yourselves or something. I don't know. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Is this it? This is it. Okay. All right, let me just add this. We'll talk about this last then. But it's something streamers will be interested in, I hope. And if you want all these links, they will be in my Discord afterwards. And if you want access to my Discord, just follow me or subscribe to me here on Twitch or subscribe over on my Ko-Fi or my Patreon. Either way, it will get you access. And you can, talk about all the rabbit holes I go down and all the other things. We got stationery and video games, tech, of course. Deeper dives into Obsidian than I already do. I know you may think that's not possible, but trust me. JD Lady, hi, welcome on in. All right, so we got that in. Actually, let me add that to the list of things. All right, we'll put that here. There we go. Look at me trying to be organized for a show I'm going to do. All right. Think that's everything. Wait. Okay, Lego Legend of Zelda, how dare you post something? There's a... Wait, is this official? Ow. Pause. What is this? Nintendo of America, unofficial. They got a video showing Legend of Zelda in Lego form. Right there. Pretty cool. All right, I think there's going to be a Legend of Zelda Lego set as well. It'll be one of the real expensive ones, because of course it will be. But, yeah. Is there? All right. Leaf, hi. Welcome on in. And let me... Wait, is YouTube going? Let me double check YouTube here. Should be... Oh, yes. Okay, yay. It's going. I seem to have captions. Do I have captions on Twitch? Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for coming on in. I appreciate it. I know you can see the little corner of my table here with my cloth maps on it. Right at this edge over here. Cloth maps. Yay. These are pretty cool. Again, if you're looking for cloth things, though, these are from Inkling's Workshop, The Folded Lands. They were doing mystery bags. I got in on it. I showed them off the other week. They were kind of cool, but here's the bag they came in. If you're interested in that. All right, let's get into it, because today is Tech Friday. Yay! We'll be going over some Bitso news, and then I have a couple updates on my TTRPG vault that eventually I'll release to everyone. I promise, no really this time. So first up, Apple made an announcement this week. Let me get over here. About something they're calling Creator Studio. Boop. There's their webpage. And it's designed to compete with Adobe's studio things. It's a subscription fee taking a shot at Adobe and Affinity, yes. But here's all the apps. Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro. Now, some of these, like Keynote, Pages, Numbers, you can just get for free. But I didn't want you to go away from that slide. Keep on here, please. Thank you. Freeform, motion, compressor, main stage. But it is a subscription model, which for students and educators, it's a pretty good deal. $3 per month or $30 per year. Yeah, that's nice. However, for the rest of us, it's $12.99 per month or $130 per year. Now, I've gotten away from subscription-y model things like this. You know, I use a bunch of different apps. And the other part, so depending how you feel about subscriptions and if you're in the Mac ecosystem or not, the other part is that updates for these apps, and of course there's new AI stuff, because of course there is. But yes, you can still use for free. See? Yes. Yes. These apps are still available for free. However, with the subscription, you get, like it says, premium templates, library of high quality, royalty-free photos and graphics. What you also get is updates to the latest tools and things like that. So the free versions of these apps, or the versions that are not related to the Creator Studio, may not get the same updates. And the AI tools are only available if you subscribe to Apple Creator Studio. As well. So, you know, if you want to avoid AI, don't pay for Apple Creator Studio. That's easy. Here is a YouTube video talking a bit about it and what's going on. I guess that's a plus to not subscribe, right? There you go. This is available starting January 28th. It does give you family sharing, so up to 5 other people can enjoy subscription too. Again, you do get all these apps. I'm a little disappointed with that. The newer features are going to come to the subscription experience, and don't know when they'll necessarily trickle down to the free apps, or if you don't buy the app without the subscription. Like, you can still get Final Cut on its own, right? But then you wouldn't get the newer stuff right away anymore either. I believe that's the case. But yeah, check out videos on it. There'll be more information, and as I find out more, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I personally am not into big creative suites subscriptions. No, thank you. I've already found my tools to use. I'm good. But yeah. I mean, they're not updating non-subscribed keynotes, etc. versions. At least not right away, is my current understanding. That could be wrong. But yeah, if you want the latest stuff, subscribe, and then maybe at some point the non-subscribed keynote will get certain updates. But they will definitely at least be behind in features. I can't imagine they would stop all updates to their popular free things. Because that would seem to be a big mistake in my mind. But you know, they are also a big tech company, so who knows? See if there's okay, here is a article on Mac Rumors explaining about the apps and things like that. Let's take a look. So yeah, access to some of the for Final Cut Pro, for example, one-time purchase will still be available, but access to some of the premium content is available only to Apple Creator Studio subscribers. If you already own Final Cut Pro, it will continue to be updated. So some new features will be locked behind subscription. It will get updates. Here is the Mac Rumors article on all that. Let me add that to my notes. There we go. There, yeah, this outlines the cost and what you're getting and what you're not getting. And again, don't subscribe and you don't get the AI. So, yay. Let's see. When I use the Mac, I still use the Microsoft Office or Google stuff, right? Like, I have a Microsoft Office 365 account still because I'm sharing that out and there was some need for it. And I'm like, okay, well, help me out with it. And some other things. And it was just a little too soon to fully leave it. But I think by next year, when it comes time to renew that again, I can just leave Office behind and be comfortable with it. All right. Next up, speaking of AI stuff, Bandcamp made a, hey, we're not using AI and it's banned on our platform announcement. There's a link to that. It's right here. I really like this second paragraph here. Similarly, musicians are more than mere producers of sound. They are vital members of our communities, our culture, and our social fabric. Bandcamp was built to directly connect to artists and their fans, and to make it easy for fans to support artists equitably so they can keep making music. And down here, music and audio that is generated wholly or in substantial part by AI is not permitted on Bandcamp. Any use of AI tools to impersonate other artists or styles is strictly prohibited. And they have a reporting feature. So yay, Bandcamp. That was some good news in the world. So yay. Especially as more and more places are getting the AI slop deluge of music. And speaking of AI, I do want to bring up this thing that was, I think these were at CES, I'm not sure. They are smart glasses. And they do have some AI because, of course. And the reason I bring this particular one up, though, and there's an Engadget article on there, is because it's open source. And they have their own dedicated app store. Be available on iOS and Android users. On their actual page for the product, they do mention that you can use these without the internet, which I'm like, okay, how does that work? And then, you can get them with prescription. They will cost $300. Their webpage does mention you can use them without the internet. Not sure how that's going to work. Not sure how the AI, what it feeds to, because I read another article where they promise some privacy with that. There's not enough details for me to say where that data goes or anything like that. And I'm not encouraging getting these. I'm just saying it's an interesting product being open source like that and having their own app store. So something maybe to watch. All right. Now then, to get a little more into tech weeds, I saw a video on YouTube about graphene changing the world. Why does everyone want to put cameras on glasses now? Right? Like, I really don't need a camera in my glasses. That's okay. I'm interested in, okay, these are open source. Where does the data go? And all that. But other than that, yeah, stop putting things in my glasses. I just want to be able to see. That's it, really. All right, so graphene. This is something that's been talked about for, I think, 20 years now, over that. And it hasn't been a huge product. And yet, so graphene is essentially a fantastic material that allows electrons to flow more freely across the surface. They're sort of these hexagon cells, and electrons can just go woo you know, with for funsies. And you know, they cut on power consumption of things. They're useful in even cement, things like that. So I saw there was this YouTube video about all this and why it's not more of a thing. And it is available in some product. There are some batteries out. There are some industrial things being tested. Still going to be a while. The biggest hurdle is mass production because graphene is delicate. And so if you want to watch that video, obviously after this stream, but if you want to go down that rabbit hole of this kind of fantastic material, there's a video for you to look at later. All right. Now, for the stuff that streamers will care about, SiriBot made a change. That's pretty cool. They added functionality. There's their blue sky post on it. But there's now a command for multiple shoutouts. Exclamation mark MSO if you have SiriBot in your thing. And then you just list people and it will shout out up to 10 people all at the same time. And here's their documentation on that. So it is a mod-only tool. Yay, but exclamation mark MSO. I notice here it lists 3 names and then it goes, I have some amazing friends, check them out. Serious Code, SiriBot, Tessa. You can thank everybody who has rated your channel with exclamation mark raters. Thank you for the raids today. It lists who rated. And you can now have it keep a timer for you as well. And it shows you what formats it goes. Minimum is 5 seconds, maximum is 6 hours. Can't pause the runtime, reset, or cancel it. They'll fix it in a future update. And you can disable the timers, enable the timers, set timers to full mode so you get periodic reminders. Quiet those same timers. So a lot of fun updates with SiriBot. A lot of very useful things. SiriBot exists in this channel. And if you're a Twitch streamer, you probably, you know what? No, probably. Just put SiriBot in your channel. But yeah, I really like the shout out for multiple streamers thing. The Raiders thing is nice. So yeah, oops. Didn't mean to double on that. And thank you, SiriBot, for making things better for everybody and giving us convenient commands for things. So you get a good bot in chat. There you go. Yay! All right, we got some TTRPG stuff to talk about. First up, and let me. Oh, I better double check this.
15 million.
Okay, so I don't really know why, but Roll20 released a Welcome to Roll20 video 3 days ago. There it is. Maybe it's just going over their new features and they haven't had one yet. Just seems like an odd time to bring out a video going, hey, look at Roll20. But yeah, so that is a bit of a curiosity. But they're going through some of their new stuff, how easy it is to use now, and their integrations, and you know, making maps and all of that. So check that out. It's like a minute 30. And next up, Legend Keeper, my favorite subscription service, paid subscription service for managing your campaign online. They have an update. Where they have a brand new map tool. Pins, you can fill in regions, create paths. You can display path labels at various zooms. You can add text labels. You can even have measurements on there. They have a new map toolbar. So yeah, if you like Legend Keeper, by all means, check this out. Legend Keeper is doing a lot. They are wiki-style world keeping. You know, they compete with World Anvil, but they're much less overwhelming. And they also have this handy thing, which is open to everybody. You don't have to be a subscriber to use these. But the timeline feature, which I've talked about before, is pretty cool. You can make your own timelines for your own worlds, and anyone can use it. You don't have to pay for anything. It's completely free. They do have, if you do have a Legend Keeper subscription, it will integrate with your Legend Keeper information. But yeah, I can click here, create my first timeline, and oh, I got an error there. Maybe that's probably the browser I'm using. And go back page. Works with Chrome anyway. But yeah, so check it out. It's very cool. I really liked it because you can set up your own calendar and dates. And so this has been out for a while now. And it's kind of cool that they opened it to everybody. Yesterday, I was looking through the YouTubes at videos, and there was one that caught my eye. What is this? Go away. All right. Which was about this printer called the Snapmaker U1 3D printer. It cost a pretty penny. Put the link in chat. Where's the... link here? It is, you know, $849, regularly $999. But what this YouTube video I'm about to share was doing with it was printing 3D terrain. And what this does is, as it's printing the colors and stuff, this little thing here where it says Snap Tracker will go back, get the appropriate filament thingy, attach it to itself, and then print on the bed. And then when it's done with that, it'll go get the other one for that layer and build it up. And so if you want to see this in action, let me check out, once again, after stream, check out this video right here. And to see how they were making layered 3D print terrain for use with their TTRPG campaigns. And it's a very interesting printer. I like the kind of the tech going on behind it. That because on the video, you see this thing. It's at a layer. Here's the print head. Goes back, grabs the ink thing, attaches it to itself, pulls it forward, and then starts drawing with it. Pulls it back, takes it off, goes to the next one, pulls it on, goes. It's really great. So yeah, but watch it after this stream, because I'm on now. It's my time. What are you doing watching other people? All right, and the last thing I wanted to talk about today was speaking of TTRPGs, was my upcoming Obsidian Vault that will help manage your TTRPG campaigns. Oh, right, I already have Obsidian open. I just have to open that vault, because I made a couple changes to it that I promise one day I will release for sure. And, oh, this is... I still gotta change this, but okay. We'll get into it. So, if you're here Wednesday, I talked about this, that having used my own vault last Saturday for the first session of my Shadow Dart game, I had a DM info section and a player section, and copying back and forth between the two and making sure there was the same info in the DM section was in the player section, that was turning out to be a lot. So I'm like, well, what if instead I kind of make 3 sections? I make the DM info section and maybe I think I want to call it like shared section, and then a player info section. And the shared section is all the world information, right? I don't have it quite divided out like that yet because everything's sort of under player info. But I shrunk down the DM info section, so it's just stuff DM needs to know. And I'll show you how my idea for dealing with secrets and keeping up properties, and how to make sure that if you're making a database, you still get the right thing in the right place and everything. Plus, I was also realizing that you create 2 notes. If I would copy and paste a note, I have to also make sure that the players are only seeing the player version of that note, and so I have to look at the file path of where it is before I paste it in somewhere, and to keep track of it, making backlinks to it, and it just kind of became a little bit of a mess and overly complicated. So I decided, you know what? Let's scrap that. Is there a way to shrink this down? And I think I found it. So, this is my current vault. You can see right now we're on Cheeky McButts, our NPC, Cheeky McButts. I have no idea who Cheeky McButts is, but they're an NPC. And as you can see right now, I've shrunk DM info down to campaign outline, campaign outline, which I provide you with the campaign outline I use. If you want to make adventures, I have an adventure outline as well. And I even give you a simple text key. Use that. And then when you run a session, so you don't have to use the adventures if you don't want to make it like a proper long adventure, but it's there if you do. If you just want to run sessions, here's the session thing, recap, summary, session parts, all that. And then because you want secrets for characters and everything, there's a separate section just labeled secrets. And I created a secrets master list. And so there's an area, and I haven't tidied this up yet, so it's a little off. But then I have a heading for location, magic items, and people. And this takes advantage of Obsidian backlinks. So as you can see, we have Thomas Tank Engine and Cheeky McButts. Wait, what? So I gave them... Oh, I gave them a... So I'm doing the second heading. So I'm using a couple markdown things, and something exclusive to Obsidian is that backlinking. So I have the normal character, player info, character, NPCs, right? Thomas Tank Engine and Cheeky McButts are both right here, and their secrets are in the secret note, and I use Obsidian backlinks to refer to them, and to make a backlink to a note, it's the double bracket, and then I can go, oh, well, I want to refer to Cheeky again, and now there's only one note, one master note for Cheeky McButts, and I have his secrets somewhere else, so I don't have to worry about the two crossing when I'm copying information to the players. And, you could also make a checklist of secrets, So if you do the dash and then a bracket, space, bracket, that creates a checkbox. Makes penguin noises while sleeping. And then when my players find out, I can just mark it off. And then if I wanted to, I could add the information to the character file just by copy paste. And that way I'm only copy pasting one line. So players found out that Cheeky McButts makes penguin noises while sleeping. Copy, go to the proper thing, paste it in. There. Now everybody knows that they found this out about Cheeky McButts, and I still have my secrets area for them as well. Also, what this allows you to do, now I made these so I have the people, magic items, and location. I have the one hashtag, so they are heading 1, and then below that is heading 2. I did that because in Obsidian, over here on the right, you can have an outline view, and then you can just go over to your outline view, and so people... And you can just click on who you want, right here from your outline. You don't have to do a find or anything. Just outline, and you can move this outline view wherever you want it. I keep it on the right because that's where it is. But yeah, so as long as you make these subheadings to the main headings of location, magic items, and people, they'll appear here, and that way you can move them around. And so I figure things you would have secrets on would be locations, magic items, people. Maybe another section will be monsters. Maybe I'll change people to NPCs and then have another section for monsters. Yeah, and then and I'm like, well, what if I want to create a database with what these things are? Like, Thomas Tank Engine is a person, not a location or magic item, but I want to make a database that fills out my people. Well, then I have a property, right? And I made checkboxes initially, but I think checkboxes are going to be a little too many. So there's a location checkbox, a person checkbox, magic item. Which one is Thomas Tank Engine? Thomas Tank Engine is a person. So I check that. And then when I make the database, or bases, as Obsidian calls it, and I filter by property, I can filter by the person property because person is checked and get the Thomas Tank Engine thing because person is checked. Now, what I'm thinking is instead of having like 5 checkboxes, I just create I didn't want to use type. I wanted to use, you know, I made a note for myself. Let me check my own note. Oh, right. So I make a property called note type. Like, okay, what type of note is this? Is this a person note, magic item note, or a location note? And then you just type it in here. Right? And you can do it based on your categories in your secrets folder or wherever. And that way you don't have 5 different checkboxes. You just have one listing. And then you say, then when you make a base, you say where note type equals person, and it'll list all your people. So I thought, yeah, checkboxes, you go in, you check the box, make it easy. But then I'm like, that's making the properties list longer because you can add as many properties as you want to things, and maybe you need more. So why fill up everyone's vault with a bunch of extra checkboxes when they can get the same data just by this one property? And did I make a sample database? Oh, yes, I did down here. So here is my people database. Cheeky McButts, Thomas Tank Engine. And then going all the way over here. Filter, and then all the following are true. Where checkbox person, this will change to now is, you know, checked. And so every place it's checked, but now I would do where what did I call that? Where note type is person. And now, because Thomas the Tank Engine is the only note where I put note type person, notice that Cheeky McButts is on here because Cheeky McButts had the check mark box. So yeah, so I'm getting rid of the check mark boxes, but if you like them, you can add them yourselves. But yeah, so that is my latest update for the vault, which I promise eventually you'll all get. I have to now redo the instructions because I made it with I had them all written out, all nice and looking good, but then I made this change, and now I need to update it because it would be useful if you had the proper instructions to a thing. Just saying. This would be great for secrets and clues with a table for what players roll on their investigation or perception checks. Yeah. Yeah, because you right next to the entry, you could make, okay, DC 15 whatever check, and then they find out this, and then you could go down another checkbox, DC blah blah blah. If the first one's 15, maybe the next one's 20, really hard. They find out this bit of information. And so, yeah. So that is my current thing on that. And, quick go through of all the sections that I have. So we have the under DM info will be the campaign outline, the adventures, the sessions, secrets. There'll be maps for DM's thing. Rules references, because I think this is for whatever game you're playing. Sometimes you just need little sections of rules. And so I created a spot for those because I have the rules I need to help me run a D&D game. Then I have a Shadow Dark Vault where I have the rules that I need for the Shadow Dark game. Right? And then player info is where everything else exists. The world, characters, monsters, magic items, maps, all of this is here as they learn about it. But all the secrets for these things are in the secret master list. So I think by making making it clear that this DM info, creating another folder for shared places, so we can clearly understand that world, characters, monsters, magic items go all there, and then player info will be for characters or for your players to add things to those notes and everything. And because Obsidian works by every folder is essentially a folder on your hard drive, you could go to something like Google Drive, right? And you could copy this folder to Google Drive. Now, you would have to manually update it and drag info over, but you could share this with your players, and that way they only have the info you want them to. They don't have your whole vault. Or there are ways of sharing your vault where you can just say, okay, I could say shared, and player info is what they get, and they don't even see DM info. In fact, that's what I'm doing with my group right now, is that they don't see they have access to just the player info stuff, and they can make notes for it, but they don't see the DM info one, and it's all one vault. So there's a variety of ways to handle sharing. And that's something you just have to be careful of. Or you can simply have them, email you something, and then you can copy and paste it so that you know what you have a record of what the players know as well. So yeah. And no, I don't actually have characters called Thomas Tank Engine and Cheeky McButts. They are just for the samples. I mean, I could. I don't know what I would use them in, but they exist for sample purposes. All right, so that's the vault update. And let's close that out. All right. You have Strong McGonk and Lord Thundercluck in your very political campaign. Excellent. That's fantastic. So if you're watching the VOD, Tech Friday is over. Cheer. And I'll see you next week. If you're watching live, stick around. There's more show. We get into relaxing and kind of settling in and freeform talk about whatever. You get to ask me questions about TTRPG stuff or any tech things you're wondering about. And it's like my office hours, really. So come on back for that. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I will see you next week for another Tech Friday. And if you're here live, please stay tuned. We got a whole nother hour coming up. We're going to take a break, run some ads, and be back in about 5 minutes. So stick around. See you soon. All right, welcome back, everybody. Oh, took off my glasses. Where did I put them? Ah, there they are. There we go. Welcome on back. Magic button time, Prax. Hi, thanks for the resub. Yay. Yay, magic button. All right, now's time where we take a deep breath, relax, see what's going on in the world. Or, not. Either or. But if you have any questions for me around OBS or anything we talk about, any sort of tech thing, or if you just want to talk about TTRPGs or tech, put it in the chat. Be glad to talk about it. Otherwise, I'm just looking at websites to see if anything of interest popped up in the last little while. Thanks for that resub. All right. I mean, CES was last week, so I think tech took a breath this week and was like, okay, we did a lot of work last week, so we need a minute. Let's see. All right, let's look for not finding anything, any extra tech things. Okay, here's a thing. Let's see. Trying to determine how. There's a camera here. I'm trying to find what it actually shoots in. Okay, so it has various modes you can shoot in. Okay, so here's something by Fujifilm. Their Instax Cinema Hybrid retro camera thing. It looks like a Super 8 camera. Super 8, for those that don't know, was a 8mm film stock there for home usage. And so there was 8mm and Super 8, and with Super 8 you could include sound, and it was just a better picture compared to 8mm. Like, if you shoot in Super 8 today, it looks terrible, and you're doing it for a specific artistic purpose. You wouldn't want to do this just to capture memories, because It's really not that great, but you like it. However, what's interesting here is it looks like that, but you can set different modes of shooting. So if you want something to look like an old photograph, there's a dial. I can use it, and you have to hold it up to your eye. You know, close one eye, look through the viewfinder. Type of thing, and they call it the eras dial. And so you just click on, you know, what kind of visual expression you want, and it'll record that, and it does it at various aspect ratios and resolutions. And the reviewer here got to spend an hour with it. They're going to do a full review later, but they say it feels like a premium product. Everything felt solid on the build. And you can do Instax mini printing. So yeah, this is kind of a cool thing. There's even a sample video at the end of the article. It does cost around $419. But yeah, out of all the sort of retro cameras that I've seen, this one's pretty neat. I like the Era's dial thing they have. This one seems very useful for multiple purposes like that. You can get different looks. Different styles. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And that the article is on Tech Radar. So check it out. All right. TTRPG stuff. Let's see. Tool library. D&D has a new Unearthed Arcana up. The Mystic subclasses. If you want to take a look at those, it's all right here. And the feedback survey opens on January 22nd. So if you have any interest and you want to provide feedback, there you go. And don't forget to provide feedback if you take a look at it. That's important. They pay attention to it. Those surveys are incredibly important to what comes down the line in future products. So. Let's see, anything here? Okay, EN World has this article up. 2026's most anticipated TTRPGs as voted by you. So they had a voting up, and here's a list. Of it, there's one called Twilight Sword, an Old School Essentials 2026 update, Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork, it sounds like. That was a Kickstarter from last year. Something called The Black Company from Art Dream Publishing. Based on Glenn Cook's gritty fantasy novel series of the 1980s. So if you know that, another one, Broken Empires, Ars Magica Definitive Edition, Warhammer, Mistborn, Invincible Superhero Role-Playing by Free League, and Deathbringer. Discworld is a great book series, as is The Black Company. The latter is of its time. I see. So yeah, those, according to EN readers, those were the 10 anticipated ones. I'm sure there's more that are coming out this year, but if any of those sound interest, the article has links to all of that. Let's see what else we have. Oh, let me turn on some music so while I'm looking at stuff. Hey, Misfit of Mayhem. Welcome back. What is this? Okay. Okay, adorable thing. WizKids. Not necessarily affordable, adorable thing, but WizKids has made pre-orders open for a life-size Displacer Beast kitten. There's the link. I'll let you scroll down to the picture of it. That is adorable. Yes, yes it is. What do they want for? Oof, $130. So here's the product page. It's so cute. Releasing Q4. Oh. Okay, so that didn't happen. Pre-order now, releasing Q4 2025. Well, made from a soft foam material. How is this so adorable? Okay, that's the stream, just me looking at the pictures of this thing now. Why do anything else, really? Ten and a half inches long. Made from soft foam that's hand painted to show off each and every tentacle spike. So adorable. Alright, I gotta keep that open because I have a friend I need to share that with. Yeah, alright, let's see what else we have here. Oh. More. Okay, that's not that. Okay, if you're into the Dune TTRPG, let's see, when did this article come out? Oh, today. Okay. This over on Bells of Lost Souls. Journey to Arrakis with new Dune Adventures and Imperium bundles. By Modifius. There's the article. Ooh, that's a nice box. Good cover. All right, and then here are all the bundles direct from the Modifius site. So there's an Essential Standards, Collector's Bundle, Core Rulebook Standard Edition, Campaign Bundle, Atreides Game Master Bundle. Ooh, lots of bundles. So if you're interested in the Dune TTRPG, well, there you go. Modifius has made bundles. And we gotta look at the Displacer Beast kitty again. So adorable. I mean, I'm not paying $103 for this adorableness, but it's very adorable. All right, that's the TTRPG stuff I could find. So again, floor is open. Anything you want to talk about, as long as it relates somehow to technology and TTRPGs, I'm all for it. Or if you have a question, you know, if you're doing an actual play and have a production question, feel free to ask. Let me check. Let me check some Discord announcements. See if there's anything on any of the tech Discords I'm in. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Can't really talk about that, though. Sorry. Go to... Oh, by the way, Brian, Urban Bohemian, was on Chaotic Wholesome Presents on Tuesday. And so when they put up the VOD, definitely watch it. Check it out. It was a great interview. And you should just be watching Chaotic Wholesome Presents anyway. Where is... Now I can't find anything. Okay. I'm like, where are things that I placed in a particular order, that I categorized in a certain way, that, you know, I can't find? See, we talked about that last week. Let's see. Oh, Meld. We sometimes talk about Meld Studio. They've introduced layer grouping, so you can combine layers into a single group, keep things more organized, up to 3 levels deep. That's nice. Yeah, I gotta make a new video on Meld. They've had a lot of updates since the last time did that. Anything new here? Okay. All right. So yeah, pretty... Compared to last week, it's a pretty quiet week because there's not CES, right? Consumer Electronics Show was last week, there was just a ton of announcements, and people are still making announcements about those or making videos about those announcements. So oh, there was something I had mentioned. I'm not doing it today, but YouTube has made it real easy to dual stream, and they automatically have a vertical automatically generates a vertical cropped version of for the shorts feed. And right now I've had that off the last couple days. Apparently that was just a test because according to Nutty, one of the people that makes a lot of videos about OBS and creator, kind of the digital creator space, said that he gets a lot of questions about it, and next month YouTube is doing something, he couldn't say what, doing something to make improvements to that, and he'll have a video out about it next month as well. And when YouTube does their announcement, we'll talk about it on the Tech Friday. See, any stationary finds anyone wants to talk about? Like they have a pen, they're like, ooh, this is a good pen now. Or, you know, anything under the stationary category, pens, journals, notebooks, inks. Oh, that reminds me. Let's see here. I need to go back to a thing. So if you have any comments on that while I re-look for a thing that I wanted to kind of mention. Where is... Gotta remember where I put things. Okay. Vault. Just me organizing things. Okay, that can close. Alright, so I've talked about making zines, and I want to do an electronic zine this year. And I got to kind of stack my projects, so I want to get the TTRPG vault done, and then I want to focus on making the zine, so hopefully I get through all that. Got a nice... I forgot how to pronounce the company name already. Lasair, I think. 1917 journal. Need to start using. Takes the ink from the Sharpie S Gel 1.0 nicey. Ooh. Deep work lurk, but love me a Lasair. Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty good. So, as you all been following along, I made these reference books for 5th edition 2024 rules. I know I'll be making ones for other TTRPGs I play. But this is the last one that needs to find a home. So if you're interested, let me know. I have one left that I'm sending out. I make any more of these, I'm probably going to ask for some sort of payment, but I have one. If you want it, just contact me. I need to know where to mail it to, but yeah, got one left to send out of that very first batch. However, going forward, making these, instead of cutting and pasting all this and spending money on a lot of glue and on the notebook itself, I can do something very similar with just a few sheets of paper. Even give you blanks for notes. Now, I've been looking at how to fold paper, how people make zines out of one page. And I came across, wait, this isn't the right one. Hold on. That's not the... There's a different one. Oh, no, this is the right one. Why am I not seeing the same? Why is this not the same link? Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. Let me make sure that I have the link right. So I could fold a piece of paper so it has 16 pages on one sheet. And so this would take 2 of those, but 16 might be a little too small to read all the info. So I might make it like 4 pages, so you have some blank pages as well, and all the pages fit in here. Hard part will be numbering the pages so that when they're all folded up, they appear in the right order. Because doing that with my brain and processing how that works is a thing. But anyway, if you look at this, this is how you can fold a piece of paper, and it even gives you where to cut, making 3 cuts on one piece of paper, and you get 16 pages. You just gotta assemble them right, and then you just staple them together. So paper and staples, a lot less expensive than notebook paper cutting, gluing, and all this. The big issue for me will be figuring out a good size and where to place the multiple pages, because this is more than 16 pages. This is, I believe, how many did I say? 28? Let me look. So yeah, there's 28 things in here, and then the back half is blank because there's like 40 some pages in a field notes guide. So it give you blank pages. So to kind of keep that same aesthetic, so I have to change my template, resize it, all that. So resizing the template and figuring out a good size that where it can still be read easily enough. How many pages do I have? I have 1, 2, 5. I think I have 7 pages with 4 on each page. So yeah, 7 pages, 4. Or no, wait, that is incorrect. No, that's right. Yeah, 7 pages, 4 things on each page. So that's 28. So I have to do this in such a way that we have 28 pages on just a couple of sheets, a few sheets of paper, and then when I put them together, they all gotta go in order. And there's also another way to cut 16, fold and cut 16 pages, so that instead of multiple little sheets and stapling together, you're forming it out of, you're doing the folds on one piece of paper. It's more folding, and you're not putting a staple through as many pieces of paper at that point. But you can do it that way too. So stuff to think about, but yeah. But there's the single sheet zine expanded, kind of looking at that, because instead of me trying to follow the fold, might be easier if I just make the 3 cuts, so I have the paper, and then just kind of stack them inside of each other. Do that with another piece of paper for the other ones, and just get a good stapler that can staple through that much paper. And then if you want to do it on your own, I'll share that as well. That'll be like thing 3 sometime this year. And that's still going into my idea of being at a convention and just pulling out field notes, a couple field notes guides to run a D&D adventure right at whatever table I'm at. Just like, okay, here's 3 or 4 character books like this, or maybe I should make about 6, but You know, here's 6 character books. Here's what I need for the rules. You know, because I have my own copy of this. Here's the adventure book, the rules book, the adventure book, and then the characters you want to be, all, you know, all right here. Take which character you want to be. Let's start playing. And so, you know, that kind of folding one piece of paper kind of changes that, how this looks a little bit. I may, because it would be at a convention and something I'm doing, I may still get field notes guides and do the cutting and pasting for these. Just so that, because they'll be in a bag, I'll try to find a container for them, but they will be in a bag, they will be traveling, and, you know, this is a bit of a better cover than just a piece of paper. If you want to get fancy, you can slip a spacer in the staple and then use thread to bind the signatures together. Ooh. Yeah. I thought about threading, but then there's this whole thing of me trying to put a thread through a thing and using a needle, and these things don't go so well together. So I'm sure some of it's just practice, but it would take me a while to get that skill as well. I like sewing. I hate threading needles, right? Yeah, it's the... Let's see. Trying to find something real quick. What time we got? Oh, we got some time yet. Let's see. Just going through Blue Sky, looking for any announcements. Okay, this business popped up in my feed. This is a Black disabled queer small business. And oh, that's not the link. They have a lot of cool things. And here's the Blue Sky post that came across my feed. Wait, where'd that go? Shoot. Oh, it's over here. Okay. They have foldable walking sticks, lots of other things. They are currently on a surgery break, but they have knee braces. Ooh, compression gloves. Convertible bags. The sliding pins are great. Ooh, compression socks. Oh, some great looking artist gloves too. Nice. Yeah, these all look great. Yeah, all right. Let's see here. We'll get to wrapping up in a few minutes. So if you do have any questions, got a few minutes yet to answer anything coming up. As I do a quick scroll here. I had pizza last night. I have enough pizza for leftovers pizza tonight. So, you know, pizza. Looking forward to having more pizza. All right, and as I said earlier, that TTRPG vault will eventually be available for all of you someday. I promise. You know, I just have some rewriting to do on the instructions and make video instructions too. Then I'll go here, use. And let me know how you use it. And if you spread it to other people, just, you know, give me some credit. That'd be great. It'll be released under Creative Commons. So. I am trying to think of, this is just random goings on in my brain. I am looking for another streaming music service. I talked about Bandcamp, but they don't have streaming music, so something not Spotify. And I was thinking maybe Apple Music. Might be good. I hear Deezer pays their artists pretty good. So yeah, I'm just looking into it. And I'm thinking Apple Music because, well, there's podcasts too. And their apps are now more functional across, all sorts of devices, like Android devices and iOS as well. I think the biggest complaint I've seen is on the Windows app side, but the Android app seems to be all right now. Because I need something that works across multiple devices. All right. Oh, let's wrap things up there so I can go have pizza. And probably watch some bad movies over on Riff Tracks. Because that's what I do. Oh, you know what? Rerun Season 2 has started. Yay! I haven't watched the first episode yet. I should. I'm very excited. Looking forward to watching episode 1 of season 2. Alright, let's see who is on right now. Do. We have a Veil on. Let's go raid Space Valkyries. So thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I'll be back Monday with more Suikoden 2. As soon as I can spell Space Valkyries. Having an issue. There we go. Please be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you on Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll continue this Suikoden 2 adventures. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned for the raid. Bye.